What? We gotta talk about this. That's right, you saw it correctly. With the new iPadOS, you now get Bluetooth mouse support. The iPad has always had Bluetooth keyboard support, but now with the mouse support, Apple is truly blurring the lines between a tablet and a desktop computer. Enabling Bluetooth mouse support couldn't be easier. I'll actually use the mouse to show you how to activate the mouse. First, go to Settings, go to Accessibility, then Touch, go to Assistive Touch, turn Assistive Touch on if it's already off, scroll down, yes, I'm using the scroll wheel of the mouse to go to Devices, and then Bluetooth devices. And here's where you can pair a new device. You can see I've already paired my Bluetooth mouse here. Once it's connected, you can then fine-tune what the buttons do. Button 1 is single tap, and button 2 might be activate app switcher or something like that. I highly recommend button 2, or your secondary click, being the long press. That way it'll mimic a right click when you're using the right click button. Your third button, if it's provided, can be whatever you'd like it to be. There's a lot to choose from here. I like the app switcher because then it provides me an ability to do more multitasking. By doing app switcher, when I tap the third button, I can now navigate between all of my open apps. Alright, let's see it in action. I can click on any app to open it up. I can click and drag items. And doing the secondary click, I now get that long press menu, which acts as a right click. Now, Apple still needs to work out the kinks in terms of text editing. When I'm clicking around, the cursor does seem to follow me, but if it finds a word it doesn't recognize, instead of bringing my cursor there, it's now bringing up the single touch menu. For example, here trying to do a spell check on this word. Selecting text isn't very intuitive, it's just dragging the cursor around. It's not really selecting text at all right now, but the gestures will still work. So a double click for a word, triple click for a sentence, and quadruple click for a paragraph. Now, even though you're using a mouse, you're still just emulating your gestures and your single touches. So for example, now that I have this text selected, my instinct would be to do a right click to get my text menu, but I have to remember that if I wasn't using a mouse, I have to do a single touch with the left click in order to get that menu. Lastly, when you use Assistive Touch, you'll be activating this Assistive Touch menu. If you want to minimize this or disable it, simply go back to your settings here, go to Assistive Touch. So that's again Accessibility, Touch, Assistive Touch. And then from here you can adjust whether you want it just to be opaque at a specific interval, so 15%, you can see it's barely visible anymore. Or if you want to turn it off altogether, simply visit the Always Show menu option and turn that off. You can also customize the pointer style by changing the size, as well as the color, to your liking. Lastly, you can also change the tracking speed. I recommend not too fast, otherwise it'll be kind of uncontrollable. Somewhere in the middle is pretty good, but again, you can adjust it to your liking. Alright, that's the good, bad, and the ugly with the new iPadOS mouse support. If you like what you saw, make sure you like and subscribe. See you next time. Thanks for watching.